wants to pick the next NVIDIA, I'm taking a different approach. Instead of trying to guess the winner, I'm investing in the companies building the infrastructure behind AI and data centers. Why am I investing in these data centers? Because AI is growing really fast, and AI needs an enormous amount of computing power. That's where NVIDIA and all the other chip companies come in. They need more electricity, more networking, more cooling, and more semiconductors. Could I buy individual stocks? Absolutely, but I'd rather own a basket of companies than hope I pick the one winner. So I have a diversified bucket of 4 different ETFs that should cash in on the whole data center boom. The first ETF is SMH. It's pretty expensive. It did run a little bit recently. It started around 300. Now it's like 612. I still believe there's room for growth. And then this is the semiconductor ETF. So instead of just buying Broadcom, instead of buying Micron, is the whole chip and semiconductor economy. So NVIDIA is their first one, Broadcom, Micron, Texas Instruments, Taiwan Semiconductor, AMD, all names that you heard of, all names that had crazy growth and maybe a pullback recently. So instead of investing with my small account and buying tiny bit of each of these semiconductor companies, this ETF gives me exposure to the whole semiconductor industry. So I'm down a little bit. I plan on buying this over time. Right now I have about $1,500 invested in these 4 ETFs, and I'm trying to build it to 3,000. So like and subscribe this video so I could get monetized. The next ETF is DTCR. This is directly related to data centers. This is the global data center infrastructure. This also has Micron, has Marvell. This is for the infrastructure, like the buildings and the racks where all of the chips go, and all of the stuff that's not semiconductors that goes in the AI and data centers. So the expense ratio is pretty low. It does have a dividend. This is actually considered a REIT, so it's a real estate investment trust. The real estate behind data center, they're going to need huge pieces of land and the biggest buildings you ever seen for these data centers. So this one is pretty cheap right now, so I plan to buy this over time too. Again, there's been a pullback since I bought it, so I'm a little bit down, not too bad. So this one is going to be cheaper. And then now we have semiconductors, and now we have the data center infrastructure. The next one is one a lot of people don't think about when they talk about AI, but these AI data centers could possibly need 1 million gallons or more of water per day. So I'm investing in the Global Water Index ETF, also for diversification, because even if the data centers was a fad and it slows down, still going to need water. So this one is the only one that I'm up on. And then this gives you exposure to water infrastructure companies. They're going to have to build huge water infrastructure updates to support these giant data centers and their water needs. And then this one is the riskiest one. It's called Photo. It's a brand new fund. It's only $21 now. I'm down a little bit on this, and this is for photonics. So right now, these data centers use copper wires, but they're not as efficient, and they produce a lot more heat than using photonics. That's transferring data through light. I recommend you do your own research on this. But instead of investing in one company that could go bad, like Poet and other photonic companies, this is a basket of photonics. So if the data centers do adopt this technology, this could have enormous growth. So those are the 4 ETFs that I have: Photo, CGW, DTCR, SMH. And since you stayed till the end of the video, I'll give you a bonus one. Another stock is Mara. So this was originally a Bitcoin mining company, but the thing is, the Bitcoin mining companies already have the infrastructure in place for enormous computing power, cooling, and all of that. So Mara is going to be pivoting to data centers, and they are partnering with MPLX to bring the natural gas so they could be completely independent in their production of Bitcoin and data. So Mara and MPLX, they are partners. This is a pipeline MLP. I've done pretty well on it, and it does pay a high dividend because it's an MLP. So these are all my dividends there. So let me know in the comments if you are investing in the data center boom.